Welcome, landlubbers, to the high seas of CNFTs. I'm your host, Mad Walthorn, the vampirate, and this is my son, Ankerson. Truth be told, he's not really me son, but I adopted him. He was a poor lad, needed all the help he could get. And I'm here to talk today about the state of Cardano NFTs and such and so forth. I've learned quite a bit about them in recent times, and I've been brought upon into this studio environment, which I'm quite unfamiliar with, I assure you. But I'm here, and I'm here to find if we can learn a bit together on the high seas of CNFTs. That's right. So, here we are. What we're going to do today, we're going to look at the state of the market, and we'll see what there is to see, my friends. De Groot Gregory, welcome. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your viewership and for your peace sign there in chat. You won't find much peace here. I'm a bloodthirsty pirate and I'm a bloodthirsty vampire rolled into one. So there's quite a bit of bloodthirst, if you will. Now, I think what we'll be doing with all of these episodes, when there be pirates and whatnot, is to sing a song. I like to begin with a sea shanty. And indeed, there's one pistachio out there who apparently was quite against this sea shanty environment and the enjoyment of such things. But to him I say, blow hard, you blow hard. So, a song to begin with. It'll be a duet with me and my son Ankerson here. He's quite a good singing voice. So come all ye young sailormen, listen to me. I'll sing ye a song of the fish in the sea. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the winds blow, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes. Ha! Oh, all right, Ankerson, you take the next verse here. Truth be told, he doesn't sing quite well, very much at all, but I think that we should let him give it a shot. So here we are. Ankerson, take it away. Anytime you're ready, Ankerson. Well, don't let me put you on the spot there. Truth be told, he's quite shy. It's understandable. He's never been on the interwebs, metaverse, and all that. Ah, Soup and Sando, Jolly Roger Pump. Ah, that rug pull. They're gone, they are. Sunk to the bottom, and Davy Jones. They'll be sleeping with the fishes for all time, the Jolly Rogers. I sunk 'em myself. No, seems that were the crew themselves what sunk 'em. The Jolly Rogers, though, were quite an interesting mint. I myself took part in that one. I minted someone. I had a pirate with two parrots. Two parrots. I thought I was the king of the world. Ah, those times. Well, Ankerson doesn't seem ready to make his song debut here. Truth be told, the boy's never sung a bar in his life. I just thought I'd give him a chance here on the show. Well, I'll sing the next verse then. Here we are. So, singing a sea shanty here with my son Ankerson. And up jumps the eel with his slippery tail, climbs up aloft and he reefs the topsail. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the winds blow, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes. Ha ha ha! Ah, fine lad you are, Ankerson, a fine lad indeed. Sharp as paint, sharp as paint. So, this here is the high seas of the CNFT with your host Mad Walthorn and my son Ankerson here. And what we're going to be doing on Mondays, taking a look at some of the upcoming mints that might be happening, the ones that just happened, and we'll keep you abreast of the shifts of the winds and the marketplaces and whatnot. So, one mint which occurred today and yesterday was Jesus 2. Now, as a pirate, I'm not one for religion, but this Jesus 2 mint really got my interest. I minted 3 of them this morning. The whole thing sold out within 10 minutes. The whitelist sale, of course, was yesterday. To any of those archons who managed to get a slot. That's the closest. That's what I've minted today anyways. I'd like to hear from any of y'all in the audience there. Let me know if you're minting anything or if there's anything upcoming you'd like us to take a look at. Because that's what we're doing today. We're taking a look at things. So, what we're going to do now is go to a fine place. It's called OpenCNFT.io. And we're going to take a look at some of the markets and what be happening there in the high seas of CNFTs. Welcome, Alyssa. Thank you. I may be mad, but I'm not mad. I may be mad, but I'm not mad. I think you understand what I'm saying there. Well, let's take a look here, and perhaps we'll discuss what it could mean. Not that I know much about it. I'm fresh off the boat, as they say. Well, here we have some of the trends in the market today. We can see the fluffies. Ah, yes, the fluffies. Quite a volume jump. These just came out here, and there's a nice floor price there. Claymates, of course, is trading quite high. Now, what we're looking at here is volume in the last 24 hours. So why don't we change this to the last week? It'll be a little bit more useful to us, I think. If I could do this? No. Trying to find the best. Oh, my goodness, that's not right. But then you can't see Ankerson. But I do kind of like this one. Let's just try this one for now and see how it feels. Maybe. No, I'll keep this one. It's all about experimentation here aboard this ship. We're trying to find out exactly where we're going to be going and how we'll sail. The Raccoon Syndicate coming in at the top volume for the past 7 days. We'll just take a quick look at the top 10 and then perhaps we'll dive in and see what's driving these things here. Raccoon Syndicate, yes. Clay Nation, up there at the top. Oh yes, quite a floor price on the Clay Nations there. Cornucopia Lands, still hot, and they will be for quite a while. Clay Nation again, but the pitches this time. Oh, we're all looking forward to kicking our feet back in a Clay Nation pitch and enjoying ourselves. Is it true that a rising tide lifts all boats? Aye, it is true. It's true on the sea, and it's true in the CNFT community. A rising tide is good for all, and here we are trying to build an ecosystem together. The Mallard Order, some sort of PFP duck thing, very high floor price. One wonders how this and Boss Cat Rocket Club and whatnot gets quite so much momentum. Well, we can all hope to have such a successful drop as them. Chill Kong still holding on to the top 10 slots here. Beat Boys, followed by Virtua, Cardano Island, and again Clay Nation with 3 slots in the top 10. Seems to me as though Clay Nation has will sink rather than, will swim. Wait, how's it go? Sink or swim? I think they've got a boat. They don't need to do either. They'll be sailing into the sunset is what. Incidentally, something that I have not been able to do for over 200 years now. Sail into the sunset. I sail after the sun sets, as I am, as you may see, a vampire, one of the very few. I was born in late 1700s, if I recall, and I joined the crew of Jean Lafitte, who is a fine man and a fine pirate. And I was his best friend. Jean Lafitte, everyone knows, it's historically documented that I was the man's best friend. And if you don't find it, well, you're not looking in the right books. I could send you to the right ones, I suppose. Anyways, let's get back to this. So, Raccoon Syndicate, what in the world is this all about? Let's click it and find out what's happening here. I'd like to see the past week. I'd also like to see the full graph for all time. And you can see that it just came out not 2 weeks ago. Very recently, less than that even. And unfortunately, not as much data here as you might find elsewhere. But let's see what they've got for us. I like to see the activity, and then we can also just take a look at the general things. Looks like some kind of dead raccoons. I would never allow a raccoon aboard my ship, dead or not. Well, I suppose if it was dead, then we'd probably be eating it, and that would be fine. Fine and dandy indeed. So here we have a number of raccoons which are selling out there. Now, this is a project that I'm not personally familiar with to a great extent. As you can see here, this raccoon boy is holding both a turnip and a grenade. Those are turnips. They're beetroots, of course. It's too long since the gardens of my youth. I grew up on the land, it's true. But I took to the sea at a young age. Now, Raccoon Syndicate. What an let's take a look at their Twitter page. That'll give us a bit more information, and perhaps we could follow it to a website as well. This is a good time for me to brush up on different projects, which I just don't have time to follow normally. But now we're doing it live. Truth be told, I'm looking into Raccoon Syndicate mostly for Ankerson's sake here. He's quite a fan of a raccoon. He always dreamed of having one as a pet, but everyone we captured, we had to eat it, because that's the way of life. When you get hungry out there, sometimes you've got naught to eat but raccoons. Don't tell the boy. Isn't that right, Ankerson? You like that raccoon, don't you? Yes, very good. Let's take a closer look at him. It's an entire, not just one raccoon, but a whole syndicate, Ankerson. Imagine meeting an entire syndicate of raccoons. You'd enjoy that quite a bit. Yes, he's a tender boy, thank you. A high quality, next generation, 3D rendered Cardano NFT project. How many adjectives is that? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 adjectives to describe this project. All right, they're packing it in. Aiming to explore Plutus-powered smart contract gaming. So there's a game involved. They've quite a few followers here, 5,327 of them, to be specific. They've got to thank you for their mint. Looks as though they sold out very quickly after launching here. Quite a bit of engagement there. This project seems to have some energy behind it. Let's find out what their website looks like here, and we'll see. Look at all these raccoons, Ankerson. They've got sneers and scowls and smirks and whatnot, Ankerson. Yes, very nice, very nice. 6 syndicates at war. Farmers versus hunters, they say. A battle is brewing, and 4 remaining syndicates will make themselves known. It sounds about right. It sounds like something I'm possibly familiar with. All of these different factions fighting and the battles being joined. I've spent quite a lot of time in battle myself. But we're not talking about me, we're talking about raccoons. Well, let's see here. There's a heartbeat. They go live and do battle events and whatnot. It seems as though these raccoons are in some sort of fight against one another. The hunters think they know best, and the farmers here has a ukulele. I'm not sure. Clerics versus scientists. I see. Oh my. And then we have runes. I wonder if we can decipher them. Probably not. Timmy and Kiyama. An artist and a developer. A 2-person team. 2-person teams. Quite a lot going on for a 2-person team. They seem to have done quite well with themselves. I wonder now if there's a roadmap. What is it? Here we are. Well, we saw all these adjectives earlier. Holding a raccoon allows you to earn battle points. Hold to earn, I see. You don't actually have to play. You just hold it. Do they have utility? Each raccoon will reward the owner with NFTs at the end of each 2-month battle round. That's very interesting. The more battle points you earn, the more better rarity of an NFT you'll get. Well, how do you like that? Raccoon Syndicate. I wonder if these battle points are being earned even now, or if the roadmap continues. I don't see a map on here, so we'll just have to use our imagination for that. All right. Well, that's a bit of raccoon time for you, Ankerson. I hope that you enjoyed that. Did you, son? Yes. I'm hearing it now. He very much enjoyed it. What? We're having a lot of fun here today. Let's go now to another project on the list here and talk about why it might be fun. You know what I like to do? We've seen a lot of these top projects, and I'm not one to follow the trends. Of course I do. Let's see how many I hold personally. That'll be an interesting. Does Mr. Pistachio know about this? Yes, in fact he does. Now, he does not know that I began with a sea shanty, and he doesn't know what I'm drinking right now. And I hope he never finds out, because it would horrify him, I'm sure. Does he know I work here? Well, the man... Here's how I got the job. And, Stella, you may have heard of Stella. Well, back in the day, me and her we spent some time together in Storyville, New Orleans, if you know what I mean. Yes, Stella was she told me never to talk about it again, and so I won't. But we had a good time there. She was my best gal, if you will. When we put in port there in New Orleans. And we did often, as I said, I was with the famous pirate Jean Lafitte. And that was, of course, before I was turned into this undead vampire that you see before you today. But that's a story for another time. But thank you for asking there. Let's take a look at jpeg.store. I like to take a quick peek at some of the floor prices of some of the projects of which I hold every so often. Do I hiss? That's a very personal question to ask, and I'll thank you to keep that sort of thing out of your mouth in the future. If you'd like to find out if I hiss, I invite any of you to join my stream. That's right. That's the sort of stream this is. If you'd like to join me in the high seas of CNFTs, just click on this link I've dropped into chat there, and you can join me and Ankerson here for a discussion. It's too low. I don't like being down here. Too small. That makes that too small, but let's do this now that we've done the other for a bit. All right, let's see what's coming up and what's happening. Floor prices, volume prices, everything's jumping all over the place. Jesus 2 is on the list here. Jesus 2 was minted today. Let's take a look at how it's doing here. Now, as I said, I don't truck much with religion, but in this case, we're going to get involved because I did mint this. It seems interesting. I didn't realize this was a pirated broadcast. That's a very clever thing to say. J Occult. I pirated in some senses, in the sense that we are, of course, aboard a ship, and the pirate, and I am a vampire. It's a vampirated episode, if you will. Anyhow, here's Jesus 2, and we can see what sorts of things are on sale. This seems like a fine purchase, the floor price, and yet he's at full enlightenment and with a maximum background. Don't let the tear scare you off, landlubbers. That's right. By the devil's twisted tail, this is a fine purchase, and I invite all of you to take a look at this one. If I hadn't already spent my allotted coin doubloons upon the Jesus 2 mints, well, I would have, I'd be sweeping the floor, as it were. I already spent time scrubbing the poop deck. I'm not going to sweep the floor. It seems like a bunch of extra work. But if any of you are following along at home, what you'd like in a Jesus 2 mint is to get that extreme or maximum type. There's a common and there's a maximum. The maximum has much more interesting backgrounds, and I like that quite a bit. Sweep the deck. Yes, to sweep the deck. That needs to have an entirely different meaning. I wonder what we could call it. What do you think, Ankerson? What do you think sweep the deck could mean, Ankerson? Truth be told, he's a bit shy, but I'd like to let him give a try to talk anyhow. Ankerson, what do you think? Sweep the floor? Sweep the deck, rather. Sweep the floor, of course, refers to the act of purchasing all the cheapest of an NFT project on the market. But sweeping the deck could mean something even more exciting on the high seas of CNFTs. Well, we'll let him mull that one over. He spends most of his time mulling things anyhow. That's right, Valo. Aye, Jesus 2 has minted. Aye, by the devil's twisted tail, it's minted. Go hit up JPEG Store. In fact, the one that we've got on screen here is quite a good buy, in my opinion. He's full enlightenment, fully enlightened, and you can see that he's got the maximum background, although he is the tier 6 rarity, which is in technically the lowest tier. Let's take a look at tier 5s. What's the floor on tier 5s, I wonder? I do appreciate the mix of tiers here. It makes it very simple to find out how rare, what the rarities are doing here. So let's see, where the hell is it? Here we are. All right, so there's your tier 6s. The floor on tier 5s is 73, also quite good. I'm drawn to this one specifically. Let's take a look. Very fine artwork, of course. These characters will all be a part of the Jesus 2 short, animated short, which will be funded by this drop. And by the gods, this drop has occurred. Therefore, the funding is with them, and we can look forward to some animation. Here's another near floor piece. This one's at 79 ADA, but it's tier 4, my friends, and the background, it is maximum. This is a good buy, if you ask me. If you don't have a birdie baby, take a look at this one. She's got a Tamagotchi in one hand and a phone in the other. Johnny Depp on CNFT News. I can only imagine you're referring to one Captain Jack Sparrow. Aye, he was a legendary captain, but that was in the past. The time now is for Mad Walthorn. That's right, it is Mad Walthorn's time, and the Sparrow, as famous as he may be, has passed into obscurity forever, because I'm here now. Let's see here. What... Tier 3, aye! Again, the mint price for these was 80. And here we have a tier 3, as non-rare as it may be, sitting on the floor of tier 3 at 82. 82 doubloons. Only 82. Who could say no? Is he of Sabaro's Pizza? I don't know what that means. We'll see. What do you mean by that? Let's see what tier 2. This will get up there. There's Jesus 2 himself. Oh my. Look at him. There on tier 2, dancing away, squirting black juices and reanimating people against their wills. Tier 2. The price really jumps at tier 2. And then tier 1, the Archon Moons. Very nice. Very beautiful. And not on sale. Daniel Delaveau is feeling pretty good holding on to this one, as is this guy, and perhaps this lady. Wonderful. You need a Jesus too. Well, the floor has never been nicer. Get in there and take what is on offer. Which one of these is Tyler's? I know one of the anchors at this, well, not you, Ankerson, no, the other anchors with an H, Ankerson, just with an H. One of the anchors are, Tyler with spaces. He holds one of these Archons, which is quite impressive. He holds Moon. Oh, take a look at that. I imagine that will never be sold. He tends to sit on those for error and air. Well, that's a bit of Jesus too. Taking a look at the mint. Again, the floor is quite friendly right now for such a project as this. The voice actors that they have on deck for this project are very exciting, including Clancy. Well, the one who voiced Clancy in Midnight Gospel, of course. The art from this may ring some bells. Take a look. Different anchors. That's right. Ankerson here is just one of the anchors on the news. A different one, a different sort, but we allow all anchors, all sorts of anchors on the news with us here, be they actual anchors or vampirates such as myself, who are just presenting information. That's all I'm doing here, my friends. Johnny Pemberton. Ah, wonderful. That's a bit of Jesus too, malarkey. Now, let's see what's popping out there in the Cardano NFTs, in the high seas of the CNFTs. I'd like to take a look at the Mallard Order, even though I think I will probably be quite annoyed by it. Let's take a look. I suppose it's just because I'm getting tired of animal PFP projects. I've seen many, although as for artwork, this one seems decent. I've seen much worse. That I have. The floor is wild, and who knows where it's gonna go. Up, down, certainly one of those two. Valo likes this captain better than Jack Sabarin. Who the hell is Jack Sabarin? Is that supposed to be Jack Sparrow? Perhaps? Well, of course you do. We all like Mad Walthorn better than Jack Sparrow. Yes. Well, I don't know why they call me Mad Walthorn, but they do. They all do. Even people who've never met each other before end up calling me Mad Walthorn. Who can say? Who can say? I just can't imagine why they would do that. Very confusing. But, it's just my back scratcher, you know. Us vampires, we're pretty much immortal. A bullet to the brain, that's not gonna hurt anybody. Watch. There, you see, harmless. Don't worry, Ankerson, it was quite loud. Don't worry, Ankerson, it's fine. It's just a flintlock pistol. It can't hurt a big, strong anchor such as you. No. Just a flintlock. This saw quite a bit of action in the streets of New Orleans, and that's not a joke. That's right. You can see it's rusting here due to use. It's been used many times in the streets. Boom, went the flintlock. Anyhow, I just have it here in case anyone boards me stream and I need them to walk the old plank, if you will. Speaking of, anyone who'd like to board the stream is entirely invited to do so. We've a stream here for all. All are welcome aboard the ship, etc., etc. Now, there's a link to join this stream. You can come and speak with me and my son, Ankerson, here, if you'd like to. We're taking a look at some of the things that the CNFT, the high seas of the CNFTs, has to offer, including the Mallard Order, which is the latest in the hot animal PFPs. It seems as though we need a new animal PFP collection every month or so to keep people interested. Well, they can have them. As I said, I've minted Jesus 2 today, which is all I need. Oh my, but even so, it is exciting to take a look at some of these. I like his shoulder pads. This duck seems to get me to an extent. Skull pads, very nice. Let's sort by skull pad, shall we? Who's got the skulls on their bodies? That's what I want to see. Mad Walthorn likes his skulls. Oh, and a skull and bones necklace. Oh my goodness. Indeed. Well, my hat's off to you, Sir Duck, for your very spooky appearance. A mere trinket of ornamentation in comparison there, but I salute you, Duck. Yes, the Order of the Mallard, of course, is doing other things beyond PFPs, but I need to get my complaining out about PFPs. I'm a grumpy old... You know how old I am? Oh golly. It's now 220 some or something. 230. I'm up there. But I'm looking pretty good, aren't I? I think so. Just takes the blood of the innocent and the company of my Ankerson here. But let's take a look at their Twitter page. Here we are. Mallard. The Mallard Order. A secret society of ducks hell-bent on dominating Cardano. Joining their exclusive order will mean taking an oath of secrecy. Well, that's quite interesting. They're following one. Who is it? Charles Hoskinson. Captain Charles, as they say. Aye, we're all following Captain Charles, and we're hoping that he'll leave. Well, perhaps he's more of an admiral. Fleet Admiral Charles, even. Yes, Fleet Admiral Charles. No, we call him Hoskinson. We're developing this as we go. Fleet Admiral Hoskinson. Yes, I'll write that down. Fleet Admiral Hoskinson. Yes, indeed. What do you think about Fleet Admiral Hoskinson, Ankerson? Truth be told, I've not educated my son Ankerson quite enough about Fleet Admiral Hoskinson. The boy is thick as anything. Thick as an anchor, I always said. Ha! But don't tell him I said so. Yes, Fleet Admiral Hoskinson, he's in charge of the whole fleet of Cardano, yes. And one day you'll meet him. Truth be told, the lad has very little chance of meeting the Fleet Admiral, but I always like to keep his spirits up, as it were. Anyhow, let's take a look at the Mallard Order website, shall we? The Order of the Mallard, etc., etc. A secret society of ducks. We know all about that. We know your adjectives. Let's count them. 1, 2, duck is kind of a noun, so it's only 2 adjectives. That's a little better. But Mallard itself is an adjective, but we'll let it go. The Order, deep in the depths of the dark swamp, reside 6,500 unique Mallard Order member NFTs. The Mallard Order is a secret society of ducks hell-bent on dominating Cardano. Oh, I've heard that one before. Joining the Order means you will take an oath of secrecy. And as you prove your worth and go through initiation, more sections of the Discord will be revealed to you. Of course, they call it the crypt. You can see that there are 12 different traits in each duck. Interesting. 250 unique ones altogether. They have a roadmap. So, they've sent their letters of initiation. They've launched the crypt. Now this, I think, takes a simple PFP collection to a whole nother level, right? When there's a bit of lore involved, when there's some sort of membership, that's the simplest and most basic way that a project can provide utility to their holders, is some memberships in Discords or other secret conclaves and whatnot. Execute a series of trials. Well, I'm not sure what those may have been. Perhaps somebody who knows a bit. Well, here we are. When are the trials? What are the trials? Here we are. When are they? Are they coming up? Or have they happened already? There'll be multiple trials to prove your worth. Only the strong at heart, mind, and soul will become a Mallard Order member. A Mallard Order member before Public Mint Day. I believe this has all happened already. So perhaps these trials have completed themselves. Well, I wonder what they would have been. A trial of loyalty, a trial of wisdom, and a trial of strength. Well, that's quite fine indeed. It's a sorry shame I missed them, because I excel at all those qualities and more. You don't believe me? Well, it's true. I don't appreciate the doubt you're casting my way. I can smell it through the camera. I'm a vampire. I have these abilities. They've launched their website indeed. The Grandmaster Duck sent his blessings in the form of giveaways, and soon... Oh, they're not even all minted. Well, perhaps this just isn't updated yet. Oh, I see. Find phase 2. It's updated in the Discord, which I don't believe I've joined yet. So let's take a look at the Mallard Order Discord. Well, this is actually quite fun. I never really find the time to take a look through all of these different Discords and all these different projects. But now it seems that there's quite a lot going on here that I can sink my teeth into. I've verified myself on their server and will be joining it in just a moment. But first, Ankerson needs a little bit of a song. He always wishes for me to sing his sea shanties to lull him into a fine sleep here. So we'll just sing a little shanty for Ankerson, and we'll see if that lulls him, as it often does. I've a couple jotted down here. Normally I remember them, but the blood I'm sipping on here is from the sailor was quite drunk, and the blood alcohol content of this blood is very high. So you understand, that's how a vampire gets drunk. You've got to drink someone who's already drunk. The drunker, the better. I have an agreement with this one, though, this sailor, a friend of mine. I keep him chained up below decks, and I give him all the whiskey he can drink. And every so often I come down and just take a glass full of blood from the lad. Well, I don't say lad. I say lad because I'm hundreds of years old, but he's actually a grizzled old man by your terms. He certainly is ugly, I'll tell you that. Whiskey. How about I sing you a song about whiskey, my son? All right, let me come back here. All right, Ankerson, here we go. Whiskey is the life of man. Whiskey, Johnny. Oh, whiskey is the life of man. Oh, whiskey for my Johnny, oh. I drink whiskey when I can. Whiskey, Johnny, I drink it out of an old tin can. Whiskey for my Johnny, oh. Whiskey gave me a broken nose. Whiskey, Johnny, oh, whiskey made me pawn my clothes. Whiskey for me Johnny, oh. I thought I heard the... Wait, let me try and work this in. I thought I heard Fleet Admiral Hoskinson say, whiskey, Johnny, I treat my crew in a decent way. Whiskey for me Johnny, oh. A glass of grog for every man. Whiskey, Johnny, and a bottle for the shanty man. Whiskey for my Johnny, oh. Oh, that's your favorite, isn't it, Ankerson? You're a good lad. You're a good lad. Truth be told, the lad's almost completely stone deaf, but I like to sing to him because it puts a smile on his rusted face. Oh, Ankerson, my boy, I'll keep you with me until the day I turn to dust in the sunshine. Welcome to the stream, Q. Yes, first mate Q. Oh, welcome, Q. It's good to have you here, especially at this moment here. I was just singing a little bit of a song to my boy, Ankerson. Truth be told, he's not my boy by birth. He's an adopted young man. But he was quite troubled and lonely, so the wife and I decided to take him in. Isn't that right, Ankerson? You're my natural-born son. And dumb as the day I met you. And that's quite true. Anyways, we were looking at the Mallard Order, and we were going to pop up the Discord, so let's take another look there. And I've not joined, so this is my first encounter with the Mallard Order, and we'll see how they're doing here. We'll see, won't we, Ankerson? Yes, we will. So, quite interesting here. There's a number of laws of order here. Mind your manners. Bend the knee. You're forbidden for speaking down to your masters and their underlings. Well, goodness me, the masters of the Mallards are quite a firm-handed bunch. Hold your tongue, heretic. Oh, if I had a nickel for every time I heard that one. Isn't that right, Hickerson? You remember? Oh, indeed, indeed, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, yes. Very good, very good. This is no brothel. Oh my goodness, again, Ankerson. You remember when I met your mother there. Oh, this is no brothel, yes indeed. Brings me memories of thy sweet Stella as well. Oh goodness. Why am I not is this not sharing? What in the world is going on? Oh, I changed monitors and it had a problem. You know, all this technology. Oh, I see if I minimize it, it all disappears. So I'll just have to move it. Anyways, here we go. Stella, she was a prostitute. All right, it's been said. It's out there. And yes, I did, I did use her name as a password to my treasure chest. Where is that chest? And I don't see it nearby, but I'll be back, my friends. Oh, if you think this is the last of Mad Walthorn you've seen with your Very mistaken indeed by the devil's twisted tail. Oh yes. Oh my goodness, my friends. Oh, me hearties, me hearties. I'm remembering how to speak like a pirate. You know, it's been a while. Carter Weston likes Dead Rabbit Resurrection Society better than Mallards. And you know, of course, I'm inclined to agree. I've spoken with Dead Rabbit Resurrection Society in the past, and I've enjoyed what they're doing. I've been quite impressed with their in real life events and whatnot. But we must give a chance to the newcomers, mustn't we? Indeed, we must. Well, if we didn't have new chances for people, well, I certainly wouldn't be aboard this vessel. If you know what I'm saying. The CNFT news. That pistachio of yours it was quite difficult to convince him to let me aboard. I had to hide Ankerson. I told him, oh, and you'll enjoy this, my friends. Well, me hearties. I told him Ankerson was a mere anchor. Just an inanimate object that I use to keep me ship in place. Oh, he doesn't know. No, he doesn't, does he, Ankerson? He doesn't know you're me natural-born son. Truth be told, he's not me natural-born son, but I love him just the same. Yes, we're on the high seas of the CNFTs here. And I am Mad Walthorn at your service. At your service, me friends. Mad Walthorn here. Bearing the trinkets and accoutrements of a pirate, indeed. We've about 15 minutes left on our voyage here today, me hearties. And we're going to continue looking into the Mallard Order, and we'll see how we feel. Hello, D5 fo mo fo. D5 fo mo fo. You remind me of a giant I once knew. And 4-5 Jeff as well. Well, don't we have quite a crew here? Quite a crew, indeed. There's D4-5 Jeff there, and of course D5 FOMO. The ship, indeed, we're sailing towards adventure on the high seas of the CNFTs and the CNFT news here. And the adventures towards which we are sailing involve the Mallard Order. We're reading through the laws of order, and I'm recounting the number of times I've heard some of these phrases directed my way, often with the threat of violence behind them. Indeed. Yes, the dialect matters. Use only the English language. Oh, I see. But I wonder if they would accept the bastardization of the English language which pirates have created here. I've picked it up as we go, but not quite as deeply as you might think. I'm working my way through the pirate primer here, and I'll be adding more idioms and sayings as my times here in the CNFTs high seas continue. But by the devil's twisted tail, I've picked up one or two sayings, and one of them is by the devil's twisted tail, and it's quite a saying indeed. Yes, it's quite a good book here. I enjoy reading some things from it. 'Tis a sin to suffer such a false, traitorous dog as you to live. And it, of course, was John Russell threatening George Roberts for toasting King George rather than his Roman Catholic rival James Edward Stuart in Pirates of the New England Coast on page 179. Yes, it's all very, very clearly laid out in this book here. Heave, and it has all these fun little sayings, how to say it and what it means in different sections here. Perhaps there are some curses here that I could introduce. Well, yes, of course. I wanted to use one of these greetings here. I bid you good day. That's an easy one to remember. There's quite a few in here. One or two that I've written down, and I'll try to pull them out as we go. But very fun stuff here. I'm very much enjoying the dialect. And so, number 5, rule number 5, I very much agree with rule number 5. Here we are. Now, a pirate, for example, might call someone an offscoren, which means a scumbag. Aye. So, one pirate might say, "Sir, do you warn me?" And the other might say, "Aye, I do, for yon poor rascals are the very offscorings of this motley crew. One wonders how you came in such ill company." Well, hopefully I'll be spewing phrases such as that as we go. Ah, motherless bastard, a favorite of mine. Get out of here, you sons of a bitch, or I will shoot each of you, you motherless bastards. Oh, classic pirate lingo. Oh, indeed, indeed. Now, I hope that all of you, you out there, don't have the young ones listening because, well, we don't need to turn them on to such terrible words and lingos and phrasings as this at such a young age. Unless, of course, they have committed themselves to a life at sea, in which case, the earlier the better. Ah, fiend, yes. Now, a fiend is an evil or malicious person. As in, the South Sea Islanders are such incarnate fiends that they are the better of being tamed, and the missionaries are the only men who can do it. That seems pretty racist, actually. We're going to have to try to avoid that as we go through this book. Oh, yes. So... Q has mentioned Stella number 9. And indeed, Stella card number 9 plus Mad Walthorn equals Ankerson. Oh, look at you guessing at the backstory already. Ankerson, shut your ears to such things, me lad. Your mother was a fine lady, a noble woman, perhaps, indeed. Truth be told, I know not who the boy's mother is, but we must keep his spirits up, mustn't we, for someone such as him. He's quite slow, you see. He doesn't speak very well. Just go along with it, if you will, me hearties. All right. Yes, Stella number 9. Well, we'll pull her up in a little bit here. And anyways, let me put away this primer here. We're continuing down these rules and such things. So that was number 5, dialect matters. And indeed it does. Indeed it does, me hearties. Wait your turn. No solicitation, shilling, or invite links. That's right. That's right, me hearties. We don't want to do that. It's not right to shill your project. What is good, though, is to subtly sneak in mentions of your project here and there. You can do it. It just takes wit. And although I've seen many of you demonstrate extreme lack of wit in this community, that all of you are, I feel like I'm getting a little bit more British than I want to be. Let me just, slip back into me pirate tongue. All of you, all ye hearties, all ye who are here, of course, are the handsome and fine crew, handsomest and finest crew any pirate could ask for, of course. And if any of you would like to join me here on deck, on the gun deck, if you will, you can join the link that we've just pasted into chat there. Swim aboard, climb aboard, and me son and I, Ankerson, will welcome you with wide open arms and a glass of grog on the house. And I promise not to bite you and drain you of all of your blood. I've a man for that. He's agreed to it. I'm no longer the barbarous man I used to be. When one lives for over 200 years, one either becomes a beast or rises above such things. Which is why I need this pirate lingo book, that I'm forgetting how I used to talk aboard ship. But that pistachio boss of yours tells me that I must speak authentic like, or he'll give me the boot. And by that I mean I'll walk his plank. And honestly, I believe the man has a plank, probably over some sort of bottomless pit in a dungeon or whatnot. Chad Dixon here. A mate of mine from before. He says, I'm downloading torrents right now as I watch this amazing episode. He's pirating as he watches Mad Walthorn and Ankerson do their thing on stream. Now, don't you listen to that, Ankerson. You must never pirate. Pirating is a terrible thing to do. Truth be told, I'm quite a fan of pirating. If you... Just don't tell the boy about what pirating really means. I don't need him turned into a life of crime. As you can tell, we're discussing the Mallard Order. And we're continuing. That was wait your turn, rule number 6, and a rule that I, of course, ascribe to aboard ship here, where I am now. No wallet addresses. That's right. You don't want to give people access to your coin purse, my friends. If you do that, there's no telling what they'll do with that information. Plus, it can be used to steal it from others. And although we approve of piracy in theory, in practice, it's actually not really, it's very frowned upon in this community. Look, I don't need to pirate. Just because I don't steal and murder doesn't mean I don't live aboard a ship and drink grog all day and have a son who's an anchor. That's what pirating's really about. It's not about the stealing and murdering and whatnot. All right, so no wallet addresses. As you can see, there's a good reason for that. Do not request sales or trades in DMs. You don't want to be whispering in anybody's ear, lest the captain find out. The captain's always watching, isn't he? Aye, he is. And I'll drink to that. Loyalty is everything. You damn straight by the devil's twisted tail it is. Loyalty by the devil's twisted tail is everything. You know what? This is what we'll do. We'll have a different pirate phrase to learn for every single episode that we do. And, oh, well, it went off. I swear it never does that. You just calm down now, son. You don't need to get too excited there. Truth be told, this is a very interesting flintlock pistol I have here in me hand. Let me show you what's going on here. So you could actually put a cap there, and I think we'll have to order get some caps brought to the house so that we can have a right proper bang when we pull the trigger back. Oh, don't worry, me boy, you'll be quite fine. Even a bullet at close range wouldn't do more than ding ya, because you're so thick. You're a very solid boy. Yes, you are. A full hour of this shit. Every Monday. That's the plan. We'll see what I can do. Loyalty is everything. Well, let's see what they mean by that, because I have my own conceptions of what that means by the devil's twisted tail. I do, me hearties. Becoming a member means you're taking an oath of secrecy. Oh, everyone I guess I probably shouldn't have talked about it on stream, but what are you going to do? Anything beyond the gates cannot be screenshotted nor discussed. Oh, I see. So these are the gates. So I've not yet... the gates are here. Oh, well, that's very interesting. Well, then we will make sure not to venture beyond the gates. We do not want to violate the sanctity of their inner sanctums and whatnot. Okay. Anyhow, it cannot be discussed. Offenders will be exiled to the catacombs for a timed sentence. Well, there's nothing. The only thing worse than that is a flargon. That's right. The captain gets you down, and the first mate, he flargs you good. He gives you a beating there, and it's not anything that you want to experience, truth be told. No, it is not. And I'll drink to that. I'll drink to being a vampire and not be working under a captain since I left the company of one Jean Lafitte back in the distant past. It was me and Jean Lafitte. Captain Lafitte, we called him. Of course, his friends called him Jean, and I was that. One of his best friends indeed. And if the historical record doesn't show that, well, the goddamn historical record's wrong. Jean Lafitte was a gentleman and a pirate, and I'll drink to him. I'll drink this alcohol-laden blood to me captain once and for always. And me best friend also at the same time. I hope that all of you will join me with a glass, preferably rum or whiskey will do. Now, we've sung a bit today, and I think that this time calls for a bit more singing. Because I'm going to be singing a lot, let me tell you. You're going to be hearing quite a few shanties aboard this vessel. Won't they, Ankerson? Yes, you've heard quite a few indeed, haven't you? Oh, Ankerson, me boy, I don't know what I'd do without you. You and the wife and I, well, we couldn't be happier. All right, well, here we are. Now, we began this song. It is quite a long one, though, so we broke it up a bit. Here we are, as we come to the conclusion of our voyage here today on the Monday the Monday high seas of the CNFT show. Now, the one rule I think of anyone who comes aboard this ship, you must be ready to get a little bit silly aboard this ship. We used to work under a very, very iron-fisted man before I met Captain Lafitte. May he rest in peace, of course, for all in eternity. And, you don't want to work aboard a ship where fun can't find its way through the cracks. If the first mate is on the lookout for anyone and having a cracking a smile and whatnot, and thinking of ways to make him turn that smile into a frown, well, that's not the sort of ship we're interested in sailing upon, is it, my friend, me hearties? No. And up jumps the shark with his 9 rows of teeth, saying, "You eat the dough, boys, and I'll eat the beef." And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the winds blow, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes. Up jumps the whale, the largest of all. If you want any wind, well, I'll blow ye a squall. And it's windy weather, boys, stormy weather, boys. When the wind blows, we're all together, boys. Blow ye winds westerly, blow ye winds blow. Jolly sou'wester, boys, steady she goes. Ah! Ha ha ha! Oh, it's a fine song indeed, and one that I'll sing many more times in the company of you fine folks, I'm sure. I couldn't be happier to have so many fine fellas here along with me hearties, and I'll learn more pirate synonyms to call you in the future here. But before we go, I'd like to read from the Toasts and Declamations part of this book, which I happen to open to perfectly on the first try. Truth be told, I'm a vampirate, and I have certain abilities that will allow me to open books to certain pages and whatnot. But I like to let the show seem a little bit more magical than that normally. And here we are. So, a fine toast. Let's find a nice long one here, because I feel as though it's time to really put it out there here. So, here's to a good hot fight and the best dog on top. Aye. Now, this was a toast Oh, I see. Well, what's a wonderful thing, it was attributed to Blackbeard himself. And I did not pronounce it nearly as piratey as I should have. So let's see. Ear to a good heart. Oh, fought and blast dog art tarp. Well, these pirates, yeah, I think there's some positive things to modernization of pirate speak. It's a little bit hard to understand, almost like Old English, if you will, me hearties. But let me tell you a bit about some other things. I think I'll read from the book. I think this will be our book here. This is the book we'll be referring to multiple times. The Pirate Primer by none other than George Chaundas. So my hat's off to you as well. To the Arthur George Chaundas. If I said it even close to correct, I'll be quite surprised, me hearties. But that's fine. That's neither here nor there, is it? No. So, mutiny, is it? Aye, there's a term. There's a term your captain will use on you if you're really trying to mess with him. So this was Adam Penfeather in Black Bartholomew's Treasure. Ha! Well, you fight again my orders then. Mutiny, is it? Will you fight again my orders then? Again is against, so, there was a better part of the... Here's a retort. Mind your language. Here's uncanny talk, ill-sounded. No. Fat, fishy. These are insults. Ah, yes, I particularly enjoy this one. Fond and feckless. And now, I don't know how many opportunities I'll have to insult people, especially around my boy Ankerson here, who's a tender-hearted boy, if any did live, and one did, and his name was Ankerson, and he's my tender-hearted boy. Fond and feckless. As in, Jaffet, you're a stout captain, a prime sailor, a good friend, but a fond and feckless fool, and there's for you, captain and sir. And that's a pirate speaking his mind to his captain. I would not be surprised if he received a flargon right immediately after that. Let's talk about fish bait. It means worthless. Have you heard this pirate's term? It's used to categorize another as irrelevant or useless, a lowlife with little value other than as food for fish after death. And here's Joshua Schmoot, who has written in Dead Man's Chest a bit with this term, so I'll read it to you in my best piratey voice. We looked out, and by thunder, the old ship was gone. I never seen a pack of fools looked fishier, and you may lay to that, and you may lay to that. If I tells you that looked the fish, fuck. This is it's tough to get the sentence structure. If I tells you, fuck. I can't do this one. I can't do it justice. Oh no, I was reading the wrong one. Oh shit. Well, that would explain it. Let me go back here. We need the manpower from the walrus to help get the treasure. But after that, I'll be willing to help the cloud sink Pritchard and the rest of them fish bait troublemakers. That's right, fish bait troublemakers. Actually, I like that quite a bit. I'm writing that down for the often used by the Devil's Twisted Tail. I'll use it again. Fish bait. Oh, I've forgotten. The drink. The drink takes words from me as easily as it gives them. Indeed, doesn't it as well, me hearties? Oh, I'm sure you've found the same. Takes them as easily as it gives them. Fish bait something. Damn it, damn these ears of mine. Well, oh, I opened right to it. Well, you see, the vampirate abilities shine through, and don't you test me, because I've others. I can transform into a sea dog, for example, and you don't want to see that, me hearties. No, you don't. Fish bait troublemakers. Aye, that was the one. Now, close your ears to that, Ankerson. It's a terrible term, and I'd never use it to describe you. Truth be told, he is a bit of a fish bait, but I don't think any fish worth its salt would be able to eat this one. No, he's quite thick and very hefty as well. Fish bait troublemakers by the Devil's Twisted Tail. I'm writing it down. All right, now this is why we're doing this here on this show. The live shows have begun to drag on. They begin to rot in the sun before they finish. Right? Yeah, you can all understand what I'm saying, me hearties. It's of course not literal, but I'm waxing poetic, if you will, and pirates do wax poetic on occasion. This one does anyhow. When you've lived over 200 years, I think you'll find out that that you'll find some poetry in your heart, be it beating or not, as is in my case, being a vampire. A little bit of lore there. Oh, well, we have a message here from Q. Me good mate and hearty. Is that... Well, we'll see. You need to hang out with Anderson next time you get to port and help you handle your bourbon and rum. I've seen Anderson, and he's often seen with a glass in his hand and a binder full of pictures of fine ladies in his other. He is. He's a dog, a mad dog at that. And I'll drink to it. I'll drink to that aboard me ship on me gun deck. May I give you a tour of me ship? As you can see all the way back into the distance here, there is gun after gun. And when we went into battle, those guns would be... Well, it brings back some memories good, some memories bad. But those guns, they would blaze for hours on end. And the fine mates below who worked those guns, they lost their hearing, of course. They couldn't hear a darn thing. Almost like me boy Ankerson here. Oh, Ankerson, you can't hear a damn thing I say, can you? Oh, goodness. Oh, well, I'm getting off track here. I see. Show the Stella. Harder to hold your liquor when you're a vampire. Well, I think that's an impugnation, and I thank you to keep my name out of your mouth, you fish bait troublemaker. By the Devil's Twisted Tail, I've used it. I found a very natural way to do it. Well, we've a crew of 5 at the moment. So, what I'd like all 5 of you to do is to say, "Aye, Captain," as I am the captain of this vessel here. If you could say, "Aye, Captain," in the chat, I'll know that you're here and ready for duty and ready to sail as we will. And if you give me anything but an aye, Captain, well, you'll face the brig. And if you give me nothing at all, you'll walk the plank, you scurry dogs. Indeed. So, there's an aye, Captain, from Q. That's me, mate. That's perhaps me first mate. I could see to promote him. Perhaps maybe we would get together with Anderson and bring him aboard me vessel and show him about. Now that one could hold his liquor as well as anyone. I see one aye, Captain, from Q, but I'd like to see an aye, Captain, from more than just Q. Indeed, yes, there's more than you out there. Truth be told, this vessel never would sail. It was a beached vessel. It was stuck on a reef when I found it, and I moved in. So I live aboard a beached vessel, but I call myself captain, for if one day it were repaired by some miracle, by damned, I would sail it and call myself captain indeed. Right, I've got an aye captain. Well, we've aye captains all from just about everyone here. Oh, I think we do. An aye captain for everyone. Well, what a wonderful surprise. How do you like that, Ankerson? They're out here and they're all paying attention to it. And can I get a like and subscribe from all of you as well while we're aye captaining? Oh, goodness me. Not since me days aboard ship have I had such fun. This has been quite a time, and I'll drink to that as well. And I hope that all of you will find a way to drink to that. As I've said, rum and whiskey is the preferred method of finding yourself in another realm, if you will. Another realm, having a lot of fun here on the high seas of the CNFTs. This is your Monday show, and I hope to the high heavens that I'm able to perform, because I'm not always as rigid and upright as I am now, especially after I've touched the drink, if you know what I'm saying, me hearties. I'm sure you do. I know Stella does. And that's the end of my grog, which means that the show is coming to an end, because I can't keep going unless I'm constantly drinking. Is that a problem? I think it's probably fine. So we've spent some time in the high seas of the CNFTs with your friend Mad Walthorn, his son Ankerson. The wife is around here somewhere. I think she's swabbing the poop deck, if you will. And I've been told to show Stella. Well, I suppose I could muster up the energy to show a bit of Stella. Oh, my sweet Stella, back when I was aboard ship. Oh, Stella, when we would come into port away from the terrible times out on the high seas, I would spend all the time I could afford with my sweet Stella. And it was quite expensive, so it only amounted to perhaps an evening or two here and there. But I needed me grog, I needed me grub, and I needed Miss Stella. And those were the three most important things to me during my time there. She posted a link in the chat. Well, the link has been hidden by the streaming platform or what have you. I couldn't say. It's all quite above my pay grade and my hat, if you will, me hearties. I don't know. But what I'll do is I'll pull up Stella on JPEG Store. We'll pull it up there, and then we'll be able to take a look at the Pool PM link, and we'll see her in all her glory. And that is owned by Q, which is one of the many reasons he's me mate. He were attracted both to the same style of Stella, the pirate lady sitting on her animated background. Not even I can afford an animated background, as you can see. But Stella, oh, me hearties, Stella, she could do it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is show the JPEG Store page, which I've pulled up. There you have it, my friends. Me hearties, and me colleagues. I don't know if there's any other pirates in the audience or vampirates. Anyone who holds a Jolly Roger can consider themselves a member of me crew. Let's take a look, though, for the Stellas. Always fun to take a look at the floor prices. The last I checked, it was 1,000 ADA for a Stella. And it continues to be so. Now, this is another rare Stella. The fact that this one's on sale for 1,000 ADA is a travesty indeed, me hearties. Indeed, quite, and to be sure. Oh, by the Devil's Twisted Tail as well. So, Stella's card number 27 here. Very nice. This is one of the only Stella cards with a custom background. All the rest are where she stood in the news studio. But there she is, Stella card number 9. A wonderful, wonderful card. Let's take a look at the animation on Pool PM, me hearties. Oh, we'll enjoy this quite a bit. It's been a while since I've gazed upon my sweet. There she is. Now, she does not look like this anymore, me hearties. She's changed. She always changes. But there you can see her arm is missing. And that's the true, me hearties. Her arm was blown off by a cannonball, I maintain. But it certainly was lost in an interesting way, whatever happened. But it was blown off. Her arm is not attached to her body. You'll see it in many others, but that, my friends, me hearties, is a prosthetic arm. Believe it if you will, or not. But that arm, her right arm, is prosthetic. She can't even close her fingers on it. But it doesn't slow her down, I'll tell you that. She's got a rat on her shoulder, and if you zoom in close, you'll see that rat has a bloody eye. A bloody eye. And I'm not sure how to make that zoom there, me hearties, but look at the waves crashing behind Stella there. And now, that's a fine lady to be sure. If I'd ever met her wearing that outfit, well, oh my, Stella, I'd have paid twice or thrice what I paid for you at the time. I feel like I'm getting a bit Irish here, but it's in me heritage. It's a true. Beautiful background there, me Stella. Well, hats off to you, Stella, of course. And you can see she's wearing this hat. This is my hat here, and she had borrowed it at the time. Oh, Stella. Oh, to be in your one-armed embrace once again. But as I understand it, she's settled down with a young man named some sort of nut, named after an almond or something like that. I'm not sure. I've never met the lad, but as I understand it, he's a fishbait troublemaker. Well, me hearties, we've overstayed our welcome, it seems, beyond the 1 hour mark. And we're going to close now with the standard introduction, which always helps Ankerson fall to sleep, me son here. You enjoy that introduction and outro, don't you, Ankerson? You like to see all of the different pictures and whatnot, to be sure. To be sure, indeed, I'll drink to that, except, of course, I finished me grog. So I'll fire off a shot instead. Aye, I say, and I fire me flintlock pistol. Aye! All right, me friends, this has been a fine time, and you can look for me again in the near future. Perhaps I'll be interviewing ones such as Weird Woodsy in the future, and others to be sure. On Wednesdays, though, we'll have some pirate time, we'll have some market time, and we'll have a good time, we'll always have a good time on the high seas of the CNFTs. Thank you for joining the crew, and we'll see you next time.